You remember the harvest of 2012, I believe? 11?
Oh, yeah.
12,
definitely.
We were out picking fruit for you one evening. We pick at night when it's cool so that Theresa gets the fruit cold as possible. And it was about 4 in the morning, I believe. Wasn't it about 4 in the morning?
4 or 5 in the morning.
We ran out of bins. There was a little more fruit than we expected and that Theresa and I had both expected. So I said, well, being a good winemaker, she'll be up by 4 in the morning, since I've been up since 10 or 11 at night. And I called Theresa and I said, hey, Theresa, I've got more fruit. And I woke her up because the phone rang for quite a while. And what was your response when I said, oh, Theresa, I've got a little more fruit?
So I, of course, this was the first year that I was working with Kirk. I had just met him a few months earlier. I started in May of 2012. We started picking at the end of August in 2012. And if you remember, I was a little intimidated by you in the beginning. Maybe you don't know this. But
by me?
By you, I'm going to back up a little bit and remind you of this part of the story. The first time I met you, I was with Nancy. And I think you looked at Nancy and you stood tall and you looked at her and you said, she's not going to tell me how to grow my grapes, is she? So we all had a good chuckle about that later. So fast forward to the harvest, I picked up the phone, tried to clear my throat ahead of time so that I sounded composed and sounded like I had actually been awake. And so I picked up the phone and I said, hello, Kirk. And you said, hola, mi amiga. I have good news and I have bad news. So you told me the good news because the fruit looked amazing that year. And then you said, but the bad news is we have extra fruit and I'm out of bins. Can you take this fruit? My reaction normally would be to drop an F-bomb or an S-bomb. But my reaction to you was, aw, poop. Why? I have no idea. Probably because I didn't want to piss you off. I didn't want to start throwing out profanities at 4 o'clock in the morning. Didn't want to damage our delicate relationship, which is not so delicate anymore.
No.
So, but that's not the funny part of the story that I remember. The funniest part is when you told me that you called me back a few days later and you said that you didn't have the heart to tell me, but that you had me on speakerphone.
Oh, that's
and
right.
That
everybody heard the Theresa, oh poop, more
it.
fruit.
And so then the guys in the vineyard later on that harvest, every time the fruit was coming in heavier than you thought, the guys just stood up and all said, oh, poop. So it became the expression of the harvest, and so we have it.
Yeah, that's part of the relationship. Wonderful.
It is part of the relationship, agreed. Now I would just say, oh. Sorry, you can deal with that. Aw, poop. That's it. That's all I said. It was aw, poop. And so then the vineyard guys would say, aw, poop, more fruit. And that's it. That's the story.
And we do like each other.
Yes, we do.